Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
I'm alive.
You made it through another night, huh?
I am alive. Let me, first of all, say that we are doing fine. But my thoughts for the people up in the Big Bend area of the state of Florida with the Cat 4. Limited population in certain areas of there, heavy population in others, but we will know more. It's actually going on right now. So I'm not sure. It's what I leave, but really a Cat 4 hurricane, having experienced one down here. Horrible, terrible. They're all Cat 4s now, it seems like, but Idalia, horrible name. Hurricane Idalia is hitting landfall with a Cat 4, and it's what we live with down in Florida. What we don't live with, at least it hasn't been my experience, is that just before Betty Bye, they come on at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they said, a tornado watch is in effect from now. Actually, they hit it at about 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. till 6 a.m. So at that particular
11
point,
hours?
Yeah, we decided it was a good idea to bring Captain Balls in the Knees into bed with us last night, and so he.
I didn't realize he had made captain.
Yeah, Captain Balls in the Knees. He was fine. It's just he's growing, so he takes up the whole marital bed, and so it was kind of a restless night. I'm a little sleep deprived, and. You go through a little drill of picking the interior room where you're going to hide. But I thought about it. We go to sleep. My house is pretty well sealed to the outside sound-wise. So, without a TV on, you have two choices. You stay up all night, or you, blissfully drift off to sleep and hope that your roof doesn't blow off. And that's what we chose to do. So,
and this morning, okay?
Everything's, well, a couple of, there's debris around the outside of the house.
Are you getting rain or what is
we're getting sunshine as I come into the studio.
Crazy.
It is bright sunshine right now. So, but before we talk about anything else, let's bring our guest in because we're very, very excited. Adam Ferrara has joined us before. He's always a delight to have on the show. Rob, Adam is going to be in Bethesda this weekend. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, the Bethesda Theater. It's Friday night at 8:30 p.m., and you can get your tickets and info at adamferrara.com.
Adam is calling us from his sunken basement at the bottom of his estate. That appears that is, by the way, we didn't get the walk down. Normally we get the walk down where Adam has his robe on and he comes down the stairs and reveals himself to us. But Adam Ferrara is here. So nice to see you again. So nice to have you on the show. Adam, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's good to see you. Yes, we're here at Wayne Manor, where I was actually trying to get it to work on the computer, and that was a silly pipe dream. So thank you guys for bearing with me. We're here
That's good. The Bethesda.
My life is right now. Whenever I'm on the phone, support or something, all you have to do is download the app. Stop it. Just stop it. It's not going to work. There's going to be a problem. I'll type in the password. The password will be wrong. There'll be an issue. You know how you call tech support in my house?
Yes.
Honey, fix this thing.
Adam, you're going to be at the Bethesda Theater. I have not heard of the Bethesda. I've been out of D.C. for almost a decade, so I'm out of touch. But the Bethesda Theater, is that a new joint? Is that a new place?
I think they renamed it the Bethesda Blues and Jazz Club. That's from
it. It's actually beautiful. It's right on Wisconsin Avenue.
Okay.
It's a wonderful venue.
Seats 500. It's a good sized place.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So you're going to be there. You're going to be in our fine city over the weekend and go out and see Adam, the best in the biz, and you'll have a great time. I guarantee you that. It's so nice to have you on the show. It's been a while. Your name came up while we were talking cars the other day. Because two things. You hosted the Top Gear show in the United States, the United States version of it. And I've seen online a couple of times where you are a classic car aficionado and something like you had a giant Buick. Is that what it was that you used to drive around it?
70 deuce and a quarter. I had a 70 Electra 225. I bought it from Top Gear. It was the piano car. For those of you who watch the show, basically, it was a big old Buick, and the radio was broken. So I put a baby grand piano on the roof with a player. And then when it was over, I took the piano off, but I bought the car. And it was great. It was very metallic. I painted black. I dropped it. I smoked out the windows. I split the exhaust, and I drive around Santa Monica, and I play Parliament Funkadelic, and I scare white people. It's great.
I had a guy, a buddy of mine. I always thought he was a David Ortiz lookalike. He was that big. And we went up to play golf up in the rural area of Northern Virginia. Oh, I should say Northern Virginia. And he had a giant black Escalade. And there are these old men coming off their round of golf, these very, very old, very, very white men.
Old Virginia, Mike. Old
I don't
Virginia.
even know what he played, but he cranked it up on his sound system. And it was one of the funniest moments I've ever seen, where you saw the reaction was like, oh, my God, what is that? What is that happening with that? But getting back to classic cars, the other day, my wife, her little lease down here in Florida is expiring. And, being 64, you start to think in terms.
You're still young, Mike.
We all applaud you.
All right. You don't need to applaud. Thank you.
I think we stopped counting after double nickels.
Do we?
55?
Yeah. Because you look the same.
All right. Are we done?
Yes.
All right. So I was thinking in terms of, I want to make sure that I have, my cousin Teddy is about 10 years older than me, and he got himself a very used Porsche, and he showed it to me up in Maine, and it was bliss. I saw him, and then believe it or not, we're leaving to come back home, and I see him out on the Maine Turnpike with his kid cruising along 95 in his Porsche. I've never seen a happier human being. And if you're, as you are, Adam, if you're a car guy, you're a car guy. And I just said after her sensible SUV lease that I absorbed so she could get her dream car, I've been driving around in this thing. And my next car, I want to have some level of fun. And that goes anywhere from something with a decent engine in it that's new all the way through classic cars. And I went on a website and I saw, what the hell was it? Oh, my God.
I think I remember.
Was it a Chevelle?
I think it was an Impala.
An Impala SS?
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, but so your way around classic cars, and you can get pretty well baked in a classic car if you're not careful. You have to be kind of careful for this. Do you know enough about them to know what is the Holy Grail of classics right now and what is not?
Well, it depends. It's all taste level because everything changes. A 73 Cuda with a, that was the Holy Grail. And then, a 70 Chevelle. My Holy Grail, personally, is a 68 390 Fastback, which is the Bullet car, the Steve McQueen car.
Mustang.
So that one, I love that car. I think the Holy Grail for me right now would be the Pope Mobile with the Pope in it, because I have a lot of
There you go. That's the expensive part. That's the expensive option. Having the Pope actually in the little glass container in back of the vehicle.
The little glass container.
The glass container where he waves to people. My old man, we were talking cars the other day, had a 1968. This was his dream car.
Yeah.
He was a lot younger. He pulls in the driveway. I was playing outside. I'll never forget it as long as I live. A 1968 Cougar XR7, British racing green with saddle leather interior. And that was it. We never had a family car that was anything but sensible after that. You're familiar with the XR7, right?
Yeah. The 68?
Yeah, 68 XR7. Had the
body molding went down. The 65 was straight across. And I think the 60 came down like that in the door. Yeah.
And had the headlights that opened up like that.
Oh, I love that.
So very, very cool. So how have you been, Adam Ferrara?
I've been okay. I'm looking forward to coming. Like I said, I'm coming to Bethesda. I was just at the Nantucket Comedy Festival. This was nerve-wracking. The nice thing about going to Bethesda is I'm going on a plane, a big plane. I don't like flying anyway, but when you go to Nantucket, I had to go for the comedy festival. Have you guys flown those little like the 9-seater plane.
The puddle jumpers.
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller than
I've been
that,
on
geez.
everything. Yeah.
Well, what are you, crop duster? What was the?
I mean, it's
the
who's going to wind the rubber band?
The
That's
worst
the
time
type
ever
of
on one of
plane.
those planes is when I was asked to move my seat because of balance issues.
Well,
That's what happened to me. I'm in Logan, right? And so I don't know, but it was just a plane.
Right.
And they line up and they got to ask you what you weigh. So because of the weight of the plane.
Yep.
The lady
Yep.
in front of me says 109. Now, gentlemen, we all have goals. I don't think the question was aspirational weight. And I didn't want to fat shame anybody. I'm looking at this woman and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I got to add 60 pounds to me just to make this work. She wasn't even close.
109. That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay, finish the donut. Let me do some quick math. So they asked me what I weighed, and I was like, 240. So I think it balanced out all right because we got in there, but it's just really, really nerve wracking. So I'm going back out on the road now. That was the last little gig I did, and now I'm coming into Bethesda and I'm going up to New York to see my mom. I'm working in Jersey. The whole list of dates on my website. So yeah, just
Are you
working.
Are you based in New York now, or are you based in L.A.?
Well, I'm in Santa Monica now, and I still got my little apartment down in the Village, so I go back and forth. My family's still in New York, so whenever I go back, I always go out and see my mom. She's in one of those 55 and over communities.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, we have a few of those down here in Florida. That's for sure. God love them.
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
You guys,
know.
The guard is older than she is. I don't know who we're fooling.
I had a guy. You can move in to a 55 and older community. The only reason they designated that way is because of kids. They don't want children in the community. They want a child-free environment in the.
That's the only legal way to say don't bring your kids.
Right? I think you can be younger and own a property in there.
Wow, it's like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. They kill all the kids and keep the adults around.
The child catcher.
Exactly.
From Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which is always
so
fun.
that's
for
why
me.
they don't want the kids. So you can be like, let's say you're 53, you can move in as long as you don't have kids.
I remember a guy when I was back in D.C., and he was not 55 and older, and he was talking about how great it was being able to get in there because he said the only rule they have, they just want a child-free community. That's what it is. You can't have kids running around. I don't know. I mean, they designate a lot of things where it's assisted living down here, where it's the elder community down here. It's, and when you want to know about the fact that they get you from the womb to the tomb, it is absolutely the cost of the last leg, which is the assisted living. And if it's assisted living with nursing care included, it really is the last place you're going to go. And they're like, some of these places are insanely expensive. And my mom was in one. It wasn't insane, but it definitely took her money that she sold my childhood home to move into because they get you right till the end. It's huge business down here when they do it. Is your mom in a nice one, or is she in a state facility, Adam?
No, my mom's still in her little condo out. What happened was my dad passed away, and I was like, well, Mom, why don't you go to Florida? I said, because I'm not old. I said, okay, fine. Where are you going to go? Mount Sinai. I'm like, Ma, that's Old Testament. So she's in Mount Sinai, Long Island. She's way out on the east, this little community. And I go, and the guy like the guard there, he's the same guy. It's me. Whenever I'm in town, I go and he's halt. Like he's at a Nazi border crossing. He comes out of his little house, halt. State your business. I go, it's me, Larry. I got to take my mother to the foot doctor. I've been here for the past 3 days.
Larry. Hello, Larry. There you are. Hi. How's it going?
Oh my God.
You got Oscar, you got Mama Santana, so you're living the same world, right? It's about time for her.
Yeah.
You're going to get that house eventually.
My mom's holding on with dear life to, her I guess my childhood home, which she says it's better than any other home in the world, including Leisure World, which is a mile away from my parents' home. Leisure World.
Name. Yeah, my favorite name for a senior community, Leisure World.
It would be such an easy transfer for you.
Yeah, and now she's at the state. Adam, I don't know how spry your mom is, with all due respect. My mom is slowing down big time, and it's a lot of picking her up from the airport, taking her to drive-thrus, driving her home, ordering her food, making sure that she didn't get another chain letter with a Virgen de Guadalupe, which is a malware link right on her text thread from all her friends around the world trying to give her viruses. And, that's my constant battle every week.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my mom is, here's the thing. My mother can go to Atlantic City. She can play 10 slot machines at the same time, keep everything going. That she can do. The call waiting might give her a stroke.
Does she really like to gamble, Adam?
I went to college on a hard 8. She hit at a crap table. I'm not making it up. I think I told the story on my podcast. She my mom and dad used to go to Atlantic City, but because we live on Long Island, the euphemism was, your father and I are going south. Like they're migrating.
Doesn't say what it is.
Yeah, well, your father and I are pissing away your inheritance. So they would go down. They would go down to Atlantic City, and Atlantic City liked them. They sent the plane for them to Long Island.
They were players. That's good. That's a good thing.
Everything in my house said Caesar's Palace on it. I never grew up. I never saw a large bottle of shampoo until I moved out. It was always the little bottles of shampoo.
I love it so much. I'd do it if I could.
Their emblem on it, everything was Caesar's Palace in the house.
Do you like to do you like to gamble yourself?
I do. And then I got married and I'm like, oh, she eats every day. I got it.
That is, I love it. I could do it every day. I could go play slot machines every day. I've been restricted now, but I love it. I love there was a guy, talking to you reminds me of him. There's a guy, I'm at some table poker game. It wasn't a regular poker game. It was one of the table games like blackjack where they do the poker. And the guy says it was the most relevant fact about gambling I have ever heard, and it's from a guy sitting on my right, and he had the thick New York accent, and he goes, "You don't care about the money; it's the action." It's the action, and it's the truth. Yeah. If you're really into it, you're not there.
No,
I mean, you'll get a rush from winning a lot of money, but the action, it's the playing.
You get a rush from losing.
You do.
You just get a rush when you're there. I mean, it's been a while, and Carlo went to bed last night. I was watching Akafuji Slots again on the internet, where the wonderful Japanese, and it's out in your neck of the woods. The casino she goes to. It's like Yakamana Casino. I don't know where it's like in Temecula or something like that.
Temecula is south. Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So, have you been?
At Temecula, yeah. There was the Pachanga Resort. I used to play that casino. It's the desert. Yeah. Morongo is down there. All those casinos.
It's fantastic. I love it. I could do it all the time. It's just it's self-hypnosis, somebody told me one time when you're at a slot machine, that you literally take everything else out of your mind and you focus on the machines.
I found you at the penny slots where your replies to me are just grunts.
Yeah. Leave me alone. Yeah. And by the way, and a penny slot is not a penny slot.
No,
just in case you're wondering, right? I mean, a penny slot can be a $5, $6, $7 bet if you're doing it the max bet. That's the way it goes. But does your lovely bride, does she ever dabble in the casinos?
Now, here's what happened. So I met her, right? She like had a decent childhood and grew up with nice people. So we get together and I find out she's never thrown the dice before. I go, "Oh, come with me, young lady." So I forget why. I think I was working in Vegas. And I took her with me and she was all dolled up. It's beautiful. Right. So I said, "You never throw?" "No, I've never thrown dice before." I said, "Today's the day." So I lay out a bunch of money on the table. I'm trying to explain it to her, right? And I'm bullying my way in. I like to stand on the hook of the crap table. I said, "All right, come on, give the lady room. We're coming out now. It's a come out. The shooter ain't no gentleman. Send the bones down here." Right? So I'm just loud.
All the jargon, the hook, the hook of the crap table. That tells me you gambled a lot right there. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I spread it out. It's just automatic. We hit it. Press the bets. Give me a horn high yo. Put the boys on the yo. I'm just screaming, right? C&E and nickel split. We're coming out. Smack the alligator, honey. So she ended up winning $700.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Hit all right. And you never leave a crap table when you're up all the way. The roll is always going, and then the key is when it starts to turn. That's when you gotta have the stones to pull out.
Right.
Take a breath. Go get some chicken. Come back.
Right.
Find another table. But you never leave when you're up. You always got to time it when it's just starting to come down. So
I will tell you a crap story that I had when I was I was between one of my marriages.
Right.
And I went with a buddy.
He called that skid till the next impact.
Skid till the next impact. There you go.
It was Christmas time. It was so pathetic. God, it was so horrible. Such a terrible lifestyle. I was at Christmas time. I go out of D.C. I fly Midway Airlines, connect in Chicago, and that's the one where the guy threw up on the plane.
Oh, nice.
And I fly from Midway to Las Vegas. On that same trip, I was a novice as far as gambling. I was not a craps player. Never been a really good craps player. I played craps. Yeah, that's my Christmas music we have. What a great way. Friends, family, and Las Vegas. It was effing pathetic. And I go out to the crap, and that's when I hear the hook. The hook is the corner, right? That's where you like to hang out. That's where you can like lay all the chips out like in a little pattern right in front. I roll, and I didn't know I was going to get in trouble. I roll, and I remember the number. Adam, I rolled 74 times in a row without crapping out. I was 74, and you're gonna hate me for what I tell you I did. I was still rolling. And I said, boy, that's $2,500. First of all, it tells you how good a gambler I am that I had 74 straight rolls and I only made $2,500. Some guy goes, you could make $70,000 with this. And I stopped. So I was on the roll. I stopped. I said, well, that's about it for me. And everybody goes, no. You're supposed, the rule is you're supposed to continue, right?
You didn't crap out? You didn't finish? You didn't hit the number of crap out?
No. I hit the number a couple of times during the roll. I hit the number a couple of times, but I had the dice still. But I never crapped out. I'd roll a new number, and then I'd roll that number, and then I'm like, all right, thank you. I'd like to go back to my hotel room now. I have $2,500 for me, which was a ton of cash. Still is, really. That's a mistake.
I'm
right?
getting hives.
It was
74 passes. I would retire.
Yeah, I know, because you could make it. If you knew how to bet, I didn't know how to bet. You'd have all the different numbers going, right? And press and all that. Press means you double the bet.
That's the stones of everything. That's you just got to keep because when you do the next logical thing, you press your bets, you hit another number. All that's money, and everything's laid out on the table. So you could crap out, and then it all goes away. So you gotta, it's
if you keep it all on the table, that means like you're just doubling your money with one way or the other the whole time. Was that your game exclusively, craps, when you were gambling?
Yeah, well, I would go down. You start with the slot machines. For breakfast, you don't want to jump right into the deep end. You sit. We'll have a little cup of coffee. You want a burrito? All right, come on. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
No, I want to go now. I really do. I want to go now. Do you play? Do you get a chance to? Do you get a chance to play Atlantic City very often, or Vegas, or any of the gambling? I mean, you're a comedian. You work casinos.
I haven't been to Vegas. It's all different now. I haven't been to Vegas in a while. I haven't gambled in a while, because the mortgage. So, but I would like to go. Like last time I was there for SEMA. I was there for the car show in November last year. And it's great on a Sunday when it's football season, because now you just sit. You got every game is right up in the sports book. And you can get waitress service, and you just sitting there eating. All right, who feels strong enough to halftime to go in? And then you go in, and then you go to a crap table, and it's time for a Bloody Mary. It's a lovely afternoon.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so bad for you, but it's so good. I want to get back to your podcast, because how long have you been doing the land of deceased disc jockeys? How long have you been doing that?
How long have I been doing my podcast? I think I started at the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2020. It's fun. I got like 200 episodes. But it's fun because I get to talk to whoever I want to talk to. Who did I just have? I had did I tell you I had Nathan Lane did one for me? That was fun.
Oh, wow. That had to be so much fun. We are big fans of Nathan Lane. He's a great guy, isn't he?
He's a sweetheart. I changed my shirt twice for the interview. My wife was laughing at me. So
Nathan Lane with that.
Yeah, he was great. Who else did I have? I had Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top on. You know why the the 34 Ford, the Eliminator's on the album cover?
Why?
He's telling me my accountant said if I put it on the album cover, I can deduct it. I said, okay.
There it is. There it is. Yes, yes. Now, as far as automobiles are concerned, where do you line up on the electric issue? Which is not all that controversial, but you hear that a lot of people are, not fully on board with the electric thing. How do you feel about it?
Here's the thing about electric cars. They have instant torque. The power is just bang. It's just right. It's the stuff that makes you go, right, which is fun, but I like the theater of cars. I like the sounds and the smells, and the car can talk to you. Like, you got a manual transmission, like, oh, she doesn't like that. Okay, we're getting to know each other.
Right.
But the electric car doesn't have any communication. It's just all power, and it's like, who gave the gun to the baby? It just there's no personality, but they can be fun. I mean, the Mach-E GT Performance, that Mustang, I had that for a couple of days. That was a lot of fun. So that car, right, has the instant torque in it. On one of the episodes of Top Gear, we did a drag race episode. So you need a license, because I actually raced in a professional drag race at the Gator Nationals. So you got to get your license, and all that stuff it's not a regular car, a dragster. There's no throttle. It's all a trans brake, which means you just rev it up, you release the brake, and you're shot right off the line, and the edges get fuzzy like the Millennium Falcon. You're all strapped into this thing. So I got my license, and I was in a professional dragster. Wham! That's instant torque. That was fine. The Mach-E GT Performance, I stepped on that. I got nauseous in that Ford, more nauseous in the Ford than I did in a professional drag race. I'm like, this is like, you can walk into any car dealer and get an electric car with all that horsepower. The Lucid, I think, has 1,100 horsepower.
Incredible that they have that. I mean, and I think that I understand what you say about hearing the sounds and experiencing that. Yeah. That's the real car thing. You do hear people bitch about if you're in a traffic jam, but
if an EMP goes off, good luck.
What's that? What else?
An EMP.
What's that?
An electromagnetic pulse.
Yes.
That can shut you down?
Yeah, I mean, we all learned that in multiple 90s movies when we found out about that technology. The ones
you watch. I didn't watch that.
Well,
I didn't see that.
James Bond.
Fast and Furious?
I'm the EMP. Take out a car.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Adam has a clip. I don't know whether it's from Top Gear or whether you were just doing it, but they gave you a Bronco, a restored Ford Bronco to look at. I forgot. How did you describe the interior? It smells like baseball gloves in here.
Like a baseball glove.
It was the best. I mean, it's this tiny short that's online if you can find it. And the coolest thing on that
car.
This is why I got excited to talk cars with you, because it's got the original roll down window handle, but they've they've wired it so that it controls the power window.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
You've seen this before? Oh my God. They are seriously, they spend 70, 80 grand, 90 grand for a restored Bronco.
I think 200 now.
200 grand now for those?
They're the old school.
When I was driving the red one that was in that clip,
800K?
800. It was carbon fiber.
Oh my God.
It had the Coyote motor in it, which is about 460 horsepower. Don't quote me; I'm not real sure. It had the 10-speed transmission from the Raptor in it, and it, like you said, all that interior, that little touch with the window crank, and it was really, really beautiful. It's independent suspension, so like the straight axles you get on the original Broncos, the suspension is like this.
Yeah,
right.
It's
You're
back
bouncing,
and forth,
right.
It's like a big drunk girl on ice skates. Okay. It's
the most famous, I guess, shop, free plug for them, Gateway Bronco, the handmade Broncos. Those are like $250. You can maybe get one for $180.
Wow.
But the good thing is, Mike, is they do offer 6-year financing.
Yay. Oh, Mike. Hey,
fun.
Speaking of money, I want, as far as, look, everybody, you've been very successful in your career, acting, stand-up, all of it. Do you have...
Stop buttering me up. What do you need?
I want to know, everybody, we talk about it all the time. Everybody has the dream car. Down here, I am just north of Naples, Florida, and they actually have an Aston Martin dealership just down the street. And I never go by the Aston Martin dealership without saying to myself, man, if money was no object, if money was no object, do you have a car like that where if there weren't mortgages and family responsibilities and hitting the road, the car that would be in your garage? Do you have a particular automobile?
Get your pen out. I would. Well, first of all, I always go with a '57 Starfire Oldsmobile because that's the car my father built when he was a kid. It had the J2 in it, had a Continental kit, button tucked. It was really, really this big old '57 Olds. That was his car. And when I was born, he sold it because he needed the money. So between that and Catholicism, I got a lot of guilt. So I want that car. Just because I want to drive around, think of my dad. So there's that one.
Okay.
Steve McQueen's Jaguar. He had a race car. Leno says it's a '57. I think it's a '56. It was a '56 Jag. It's in the Peterson. It's green, and it was his race car. He raced it in Le Mans, and he shipped it here to the States and homologated it. And he would drive it around. It's beautiful.
Was it an XKE?
I think, yeah.
Gorgeous.
That was,
I've been to the Peterson multiple times, and it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's the green one. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I would get that car. A bunch of. We need this car. I always had fun in because I like a metal ship plate. The Lamborghini Balboni. Balboni was the test driver for Lamborghini, and they made a car for him, and it's like one of the only, might even be the only, check me on it, I'm not sure, rear-wheel drive Lamborghini, because most of them are all-wheel drive. So it was a rear-wheel drive Lamborghini with a ship plate. So that car is kind of unique. Then if you really just want to blow things up, I'd get a Zonda.
What's a Zonda? What is it? I don't know what it is. What is a Zonda?
A Zonda, it's a rocket ship on wheels. It's Google a Pagani Zonda F Roadster.
Oh, Pagani. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's an open cockpit. It's got these four little exhausts on it. And
Mac is pulling it up right now.
Yeah.
It's got the stacked exhaust, right? The 2-on-2 on top of each other, right? That's just in the back.
It's a big circle in the back, and then you see the pipes in them. It's almost like a little Batmobile exhaust on it.
I know the one you're talking about. That is truly awesome.
The Batmobile, put that down.
You want the Batmobile as well?
The Batmobile from '66.
Yeah, the original. It was made out of '55 Lincoln Futura. It was a concept car that Barris bought for like $1, and he made the Batmobile out of that. So but I would get all kinds of stuff if I could. I mean, I would get the CTS V wagon with the 5-speed manual, so I'm shifting in a Cadillac.
Okay, all right. I would go back to my first real car that I purchased off a lot, and that would be I don't even know the year of it. It would be a Ford Fiesta, front wheel drive Ford Fiesta. That was my silver gray Ford Fiesta, which still to this day I would get in that car and be perfectly happy. I would. I would also be happy that I would be happy in a Subaru Forester.
No, you were, and then you sold it 3 months later.
I got a Dodge Challenger Scat Pack
and sold it 6 months later.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I know.
You sold
I have a problem.
6 months later. What happened?
I don't know.
The Scat Pack wasn't what he thought it was.
That's scatological.
What did you think it was? I turn on I don't hear Ella Fitzgerald at all.
I loved it. It was a white. What was the full name?
Didn't you have two versions of that? What was the first black sports car with a crazy exhaust you had in Manassas?
That was the Dodge.
But he had two of them. He had a black one, and then he got a white one. He bought another. I guess, did you buy it again?
I bought a white. It was the
that was in Florida.
Dodge Challenger wide body Scat Pack. It was not the Hellcat.
Is that what you had the first time? What did you have the first time in Manassas? I think it was a Charger.
I don't remember a white one.
That was my heavy drinking year.
The black one I remember.
What is the greatest car you have personally owned in your lifetime, Adam Ferrara?
Personally owned?
Yes.
All right. We got a little problem.
Okay.
I'd say it was the Buick. My Buick was fun because my grandfather had the 70 Deuce and a quarter. I got a 1990 LS 400 right now. The first year Lexus came out with it. That thing will run forever. I murdered the whole thing out. It's all black. I dropped it. I smoked out the windows. I took the lights. I made a phone call. I had the lights taken off. So I have all the amber lights out. I got the Euro lights on it. I put the chin on it, and I drive around here like the Yakuza.
It's not Adam Ferrara. It's a Japanese mobster.
What?
Go ahead.
So, I mean, I got my list, like a 68 Charger. I would like to get, because I like the round lights, not the long lights, because the 69, the General Lee was the 69 with the straight lights in the back. I like the, with a 440 in it, a nice manual. It's a mean looking car. I always love that car. Well, now your Charger and your Challenger, we're not sure which one it was. Was it a 2-door or a 4-door?
It was a Challenger. I had a Dodge Challenger. The Charger is the 4-door, and
correct.
The Charger is used by multiple police departments in the United States. So, and by the way, the Florida Highway Patrol probably has the best color scheme with kind of a brown and tan look, and you see them at, I think it was recently in a survey, they got voted the hottest police car that's on the road. And on Route 75 down here in South Florida, forget it, you never see them. They don't exist. Yeah. So that's why it's Dodge City out there right now. Listen, we could talk cars all day long. I want to plug your event at the Bethesda Theater. Adam Ferrara will be there. And Rob, go ahead. Jump right in anytime you want.
It's Friday night at 8:30, the Bethesda Theater, and you can grab your tickets and all info at adamferrara.com. And as he said, he's about to go out on tour. So if you're not in the D.C. area, find when he comes close to you.
One more question, and this is pedestrian. But I've waited too long, 4 years, on my 2019 XC90 to buy the Polestar package, which is the chip that unlocks the Fury.
Polestar.
Okay.
Right.
$1,500, and me fighting at the manager's desk trying to put it back into back in the system. I was like, take it back, take it out, take it back, take it out.
Right.
2 days into it, because this is how great my wife has it. It was a $1,500 mistake. She just added on to the bill, and I said, okay, we'll do it.
Right.
I'm in love with this Volvo now. I used to secretly say, I just wish it had more torque, but it is safe, even though it's just me, my wife, and our Labradoodle.
Right.
But now it's a brand new car. Like, I'm looking at accessories. I'm looking at sporty, like maybe tinting the window on a car that I just wanted to run into the ground before.
Family truckster.
How does a chip unlock so much potential, and why are they boning us by not selling it to us when we buy the car?
Because they can make more money. That's pretty much what
you think.
And it's fun to drive. As long as when you unlock that chip, the ECU, it's all computers. When you get a car now, get the bumper to bumper warranty. You don't care about the powertrain. You got to protect the motherboard in the car, because the motherboard that's the brains of the thing. When that goes, they make this face. The
chip. So they can do that with lots of different cars, right? As far as the add-ons.
It's a whole new car, and then when you get like, oh my god, now you're fun. Now you're like, oh, look at you. I didn't know you can dance. We got to get you a new dress. I want you. Yeah, you're all excited about it.
Yeah, that's a thumbs up, Oscar.
That's the best part about anyone can tell you compression ratio. The 411 gears, whatever you want, and it's fun to drive. That's what it all comes down to. It comes down to how do you feel in the car. I emotionally connected with a 99 XJR, the Jaguar sedan with the supercharger in it. It just had the wood wheel with the finger grips, but it had the wooden U-channel shifter.
I know the one you're talking about.
Whine of the supercharger, the way the car handled, you just connect to that stuff. So as long as you connect to a car, it could be a Forester, it could be a Subaru. You don't have to be a lesbian. You could still like a Subaru. You can have that.
Thanks a lot. I've had 2 of them, and I still like girls.
There you go. Fantastic. Adam will be at the Bethesda Theater Friday night. Go check him out. Adam Ferrara, you were so generous with your time. We appreciate that. Continued good things to you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Come on and visit us anytime, and enjoy your 50 cars we were talking about. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. I really enjoy spending time with you. Stay safe. Be happy. We'll talk soon.
Thank you,
That's Adam Ferrara. We'll take a break, and we'll come right back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Dad Grass, everybody. Hey, hot stuff, ready to stay cool this summer? Grab some Dad Grass and let's dive in. It's legal, it's organic, and guess what? TSA gives it the thumbs up. Get that smokable hemp action and keep your cool. Spark up those pre-rolled joints. They're all about the low THC, high CBD vibes. And for you non-smokers, no worries. Tinctures, gummies, they'll have you riding the mellow wave. No smoke required. Oh, and jet setters, listen up. Dadgrass is your travel buddy. TSA is on board, so you can take your chill on the go. Fly high, stay mellow. It's the utmost experience, my friend. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S., plus it's TSA approved. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off their first order. We've told you about that. Go to dadgrass.com/TMOS. That's dadgrass.com/TMOS. 20% off your first order. Dadgrass.com/TMOS. There's the horn. There it is.
Love that horn.
I didn't really. I might be a bit of a gearhead. I don't know anything about when he's talking about shift on the plate. I don't get that at all. But I love talking cars.
I do understand now the context of. I don't know. I always think you just like to buy things because you want things and you're impatient. And this is for a lot of us.
I agree. I can see where you would feel that way.
Though having a son and wanting to create a core memory with him in some sort of fun car, driving, much like you had when you with your papa, with your dad.
I'll never forget. It's one of my memories. There are a lot of stuff that I wouldn't remember about being a kid. I remember his face. I literally remember the facial expression, and it's either 67 or 68. Driving and it was obvious to me, my father, right in the middle of his work years, and he was slaying the dragon, slogging into the old insurance company day in, day out. And this was one that he bought for himself.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody had a say.
Well, he finally got to be selfish for himself.
For a moment, yeah.
But you've been selfish the entire time you've been with Michael, so he knows how happy you can be.
Let's move on, shall we? Let's start today. Thank you.
Reset that, Mike.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Oscar.
My dad had an Audi, and I remember the taillights when he drove away.
Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and John Oliver have teamed up to do a podcast. It's called Strike Force 5.
Yeah.
Remember when we started? You guys remember when we started and podcasts were just like, meh,
Yeah, to explain what they were. Yeah.
All proceeds will benefit their staffers who are out of work because of the writer's strike. And I was going to say on the show prep today, I wanted to talk to you guys about how we're hearing nothing about it. Well, now we are. This news story broke. It launches today on all major platforms. There will be at least 12 episodes. They will be discussing the ongoing strike and taking turns leading the conversation. This should be pretty interesting. They got the idea to do the podcast after having weekly check-ins with each other on Zoom. And the reason I brought this story in, because I really was curious about, I have looked because I'm curious. I'm curious from a selfish standpoint of content. I'm finding it difficult to get great content lately.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really starting to wonder, next year, the year after, this is starting to make it. Where the hell are they on this strike? Is there any movement at all? I haven't read anything about it.
Haven't heard much.
I had a great call. We have some talented, by the way, we have some very talented, not just listeners, but TMOS family members. And I guess he doesn't mind if I talk about this, but I had a call with, somebody like an actual video editor about, hypothetically working together. And he's clearly affected by the strike, and times, he said we're going to stand strong, and I know they have a different guild, but it all rolls downhill, people. Like everything is connected.
Everything's related, and the writing starts, and then the acting, and all of it.
What I love is we've done some pretty highline projects here, and I'm on the call with him, and I'm like, hey, like he's just looking to, he wants to learn more about podcasts. He's not necessarily working together, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty good about understanding where I am in the room and letting other people talk because we have this outlet. So I don't need to talk that much outside of our lives here, unless it's of substance.
Right.
And he's like, just tell me about pod. And I'm like, I'm talking to this guy at a very high level. And he's like, nodding, being thoughtful. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I came like back-to-back, 3 back-to-back meetings. And I pulled it up. And I'm like, I haven't even seen your IMDb because it was such a casual call.
Right.
And this guy had edited for like a Marvel series on Disney, and like his IMDb was so impressive. I said, I am so sorry. I'm here just talking about podcasting, and you're probably like, dude, I just wrapped the Disney Marvel series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not putting down what we do. It's just a different medium, different art. But I also, candidly, you know, without giving too much away, I felt his pain where he's like, you got to stand strong, but go, you know, it feels like we're going on 6 months. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, and he'll feel that pain for a while. Yeah.
If he was in here when we were talking to Adam Ferrara,
yes,
I bet we would have had at least one picture of a car.
Well, that's a quick side, and I thought of doing this off air, but you know what,
yes.
Mac, welcome to
Mac,
Thunderdome.
are you having a sleep in day today?
Well, can I tell you what was going on? Because I see the screen in front of you.
Okay,
Mike,
because I was saying, like, when we brought up that Pagani,
Mac
I was hoping we'd see that.
has a full video terminal, and I'm the only one in the studio that has the vantage point of his melon and what he's looking at on both screens. I'm talking, Mike, the screen the size of this table.
Gotcha.
Like fully, I can see all his screens up.
Mm-hmm.
Mac is so like sweet and like innocent to the root of this show. He was listening to the show like a listener and then looking up the cars while Adam was talking, but forget, like you would at home, like, oh, let me see that car that they're talking about.
Right.
But he was doing it for himself and not putting him on the screen behind him.
Mac.
So the issue was you guys talked about so many cars that by the time I would get an image of a car.
Please put up the Pagani before we go into the next one.
I saw you
because
look
I really wanted to see that car.
He was
that
looking
he was
at
talking
6 or 7 different Pagani pictures, and I was waiting for him to put it
Most
up.
of them were low quality.
It
so that's why I didn't
doesn't
want to
matter. Something's better
That's
than
the Pagani.
nothing.
Yeah.
That's like ridiculous. That's insanely expensive, I believe. That car.
$3-4 million.
Yeah, that's
with air conditioning.
Yes.
With air conditioning. I didn't know
Now
the
put
Broncos were what
put
they
up the
were.
Gateway Broncos. Put that up.
See, that's crazy
Because I see him watching.
He's got them.
Yeah, he's listening and watching the show like a listener that would.
Right.
And I was like, does he know he's working on the show this morning? Because we'd love
This
these
is helping
pictures
me,
up
though.
here.
This is so satisfying because at least we've got it.
Yes,
we got it.
We got it.
The
We have
Bronco.
the system. The system.
Do you have the Bronco?
Yeah,
Matt?
he's pulling up one that's orange, of course.
One of the first cars I
don't care about your personal preference. Just put up what you find, please.
There it is.
Yeah. Hundreds of thousands of
180.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy. The
start.
first car I remember my dad driving was a red Bronco.
The
I think it
taillights.
was 76.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's awesome.
he had to
He
sell
was
it.
driving away.
But
All right, and just to be
it was
satisfied, I am selfish. Mac, a 1967 Cougar XR7.
Yes, not the
All right.
Cougars you find on the hub.
No,
This is
not
a different
those.
type of car.
Yeah, don't
Although,
go to your
you know,
saved.
Although they're fast too.
Look out, but watch out if they're green.
Yeah. Oh man, this is the
What?
nostalgia picture.
Gross.
They're green. That's nasty. I'm excited.
This is a good video
We'll get
day.
it.
It is a
I
great
know.
video.
There you
is
go,
good.
Mac.
This
That's
is good.
wonderful.
All right, thank you. There it is. There it is.
wow.
That is the car.
How did
That
he
is
find
the
a
car.
picture with you in it?
It's a great.
That's when you're in broadcasting school.
Oh man,
Hi,
sunny
I'm Dick
days.
Robinson.
You know, hey, I'm Dick Robinson standing by the Cougar
That is a cool
XR7.
car.
That's really
That
nice.
is still a cool car.
It is, and it was a rocket ship. It was lightweight
Mike, what-
for American cars.
Why
you
not
know?
get that car
Yeah.
and
I don't
then
know.
tell your son, this is what your grandpa drove.
You know what?
That's a core memory.
You know what? And I could get them, and they're cheaper than a
Yeah.
Bronco. That's
Yeah.
for sure. And there are a few of them out there. They're out
Like
there.
your home is cheaper than a Bronco.
I'm being totally. I cannot think about the show right now. So anyway, check that podcast out, and you'll know more. And they're supporting the writers. It's probably safe to assume that Bob Barker had a lot of money, and according to TMZ, most of it is being left to charity.
Yes.
Not surprisingly, that includes a lot of animal welfare organizations. Bob's rep also says, I go, as soon as I hear that music, I immediately go into Rod Roddy. Bob's rep said he spent a lot of time in his last days watching reruns. 2.5 Men were among his favorites. He also checked out The Price is Right every now and then. And he thought Drew Carey was doing a great job as host. On a related note, CBS will air an hour-long special tomorrow night called The Price is Right, a tribute to Bob Barker. Drew will
That's
host.
sweet.
That's good.
I
You know
hope
what?
I hope he wears a regular
Yeah.
shirt.
You know what?
I hope he doesn't wear that pajama top shirt that he likes to wear. What they
Like he's about to go to a club.
Yeah.
It's so mad.
Two
See the
things.
crap he wears, those intricate pattern
I know.
that weird
and the beard.
shirts.
Yeah. Two things about that. Very interesting that CBS would turn this so fast when it's basically a special that doesn't need writers. And also, there is a great thing on YouTube right now called the Barker Years. If you just search the Barker Years, they're individual pricing games from Bob Barker's era and will make you realize how bad Rod Roddy is in comparison to Johnny Olson back in the day. Johnny Olson was such a great announcer. But yeah, just search the Barker Years and watch a few pricing games and see how great Bob Barker was.
Okay, very cool. I like that. Everyone has been annoyed, and we got to fly through this, guys.
We do.
I'm sorry. It's
Fly,
my
baby.
fault. Everybody's been annoyed by a kid on an airplane, even parents, and even when it's their own child. A Turkish-Dutch airline called Corendon Airlines will be introducing adults-only zones for flights between Amsterdam and Curaçao starting in November. That's usually a 10 to 11-hour flight. The airline said it's intended for travelers traveling without children and for business travelers who want to work in a quiet environment, but this is not meant to be anti-parents. They claim parents will be breathing a sigh of relief because they can worry less about reactions from fellow passengers when their child is crying. The only adult zones will be in front sections of airplanes. It will be physically separated from the rest of the plane using walls, curtains, and vault doors. No,
of course.
Unclear if they'll be fortifying the barrier with soundproofing. This section will cost more, but not that much. You'll pay an extra $50 per seat. Finally, this is a Kanye story, ladies and gentlemen. Kanye West was caught. I saw this picture. I didn't feel like we could bring it up in the event, but with his pants down, literally, paparazzi in Italy caught Ye with his pants down during a boat ride, and not a big boat, a little like tender, a little tiny little boat in Venice, Italy. Ye's butt was exposed to those close, and they were coming into a dock. And it looked like his lady friend, his wife, I should say,
it's drugs.
Bianca Sensori, was, helping him out, literally on an open-air boat. It was the
it
most
doesn't
amazing
make any
thing I've ever seen.
sense.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
But something was going down.
Crack
so to
kills.
speak. Yeah.
It does.
By the way,
whack.
reports state that his wife Bianca is turned off by his hygiene.
That's
According to Radar
really
Online,
gross.
his fashion choice is to highlight his brilliant mind and hide a bit of weight. But when it all comes off, there's an odor. He wears these outfits partly because this is the source. I have to qualify
slam
it.
piece.
This is a slam. He genuinely believes that the showcases his fashion genius and forward thinking, but it's also to cover him having gained. It's a serious odor when the layers come off, and especially since he's not big on showering, according to this source. And it might be a hit piece. Poor Bianca's nostrils are on the receiving end. Another insider noted that Kanye rarely uses deodorant, making matters worse. I don't know any of this, whether it's true or whether it's a hit piece.
That
as
picture
Oscar said.
also looks like something may be happening or may not be happening. Who knows? I just think it's eerie that and I don't know, I've never met your ex-wives, Mike, but I don't know. And I say,
where is this going?
I say
where the hell? Come on, get to it.
I say this because every single one of Kanye's exes, they start one way and then they end up looking like Kim Kardashian.
She doesn't look happy, Bianca. Every picture I've seen, she looks like she's miserable.
Well, I mean, maybe she just has the old RBF like I have. There was like that guy's
resting
miserable.
bitch face.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
can't
have
fix that with body odor.
Can't
That's
do
for
anything
sure.
like
Yes.
that. So, well, be your own
But
judge.
they start looking like they look like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
He
But you
has
imagine
a type.
and he's peeling off 8 layers of clothes. It's like, we'll take a break and we'll come back with more as we run terribly late on the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you all for listening, and God be with you. Thought we were going to do a Price is Right segment there. It's so hot, Rob Spiewak just told the slush puppy machines that they were pretty.
Sorry.
But you can satisfy your needs at dermglow. They've got the scoop on SunGuard. It's what I used it this morning, even though I'm not going out in the sun today. The most epic sunscreen in town, and that's not all. Dermglow's got the whole kit for your skin's A game. Swing by in person or hop on a virtual skin consultation. Trust me, the transformation is unreal. Hit up dermglowskin.com and discover what you've been missing. I used not only the repair bar, but the citrus scrub and the sun guard today. Great products. I use them. Lightning fast shipping, global delivery, and afterpay for your ease. Thank you so much for buying these products from my wife online. She appreciates it. So do I. Can't make up your mind? Opt for an e-gift card and be sure to tell them that Ben Mankiewicz sent you. No bio, no disclaimer, just quality estheticianizing. You have Ben's word on it.
Ben.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. I'll be here all week. So very, very cool to talk about, the idea of whether or not we are going to be alive in the morning when we have a thunderstorm tornado warning here. Has anybody gotten any late updates on what they're dealing with up in the Panhandle?
Like.
Really?
I know.
What a jerk.
You're such a jerk. You're such an ass. You are such a total ass.
Jim Cantore, Mike, this posted 10 minutes ago, says wear 8 layers of clothing and don't shower.
Thank you. Don't shower, and then maybe you'll get that special favor on a canal in Venice.
Now,
yes, sir.
How does Michael handle it? Because it's got to be media saturation down there. If we're hearing a lot about it up here, I can only imagine what news is like down there. How is he handling it?
Michael is dealing with a second day of school off.
Yeah, so he's happy.
Off all day yesterday. He is literally sequestered in his room. 2 nights of practice. 1 night of practice canceled. So we're dealing with a free night, and and then he's making his own pizza dough and making pizza.
He's having the time of his life.
That's
having
fantastic.
A blast. Did not like the news when I told him that he'd have to make it up. You'll have to make it up. No, Dad. No, you won't. You won't have to make it. Yeah, you have to make it up.
Tell him it's like a snow day, but you don't have them down there.
Yeah, well, that's our snow day.
Yeah.
The hurricane days are our versions of snow days that they have. I'm very curious because it's on my show prep, and I wanted to get it. The hot new internet trend.
Yes.
I didn't want to go 2 full days without having this.
Mike,
and,
do you love yourself?
What?
Do you love yourself?
Every day. Yourself.
Okay. Well,
Love
sometimes
yourself.
it's hard to get a date, but you still want to celebrate. You still want to.
Do you always keep your show material in Bowie when you're doing it? I'm just kind of curious when you reach over.
Mike, that's funny because Bowie's
what's
so
the,
far
what's
away.
What's the hot new internet trend? Well, Mike, you love yourself.
That's
good,
funny. That's
good
funny.
video day,
That's
though.
funny.
With the
Yes.
theater and all. Master dating, Mike. Are you into masturbation?
No, I'm married.
No, but here's the thing: is that
Well.
people are making a big deal out of going out and spending a lot of money on themselves, posting about it on social media, and it's called masturbation.
So you're going out and
By yourself.
without anybody, and you're buying yourself, say, a nice meal
You're
or a
treating
gift.
yourself.
Yeah,
I
you're
do that
dressing
all
up
the time.
Yeah, and some people even send themselves flowers the next day to thank them for a lovely
No, that's a
evening.
problem.
I did it when I bought that Dodge Challenger. I had my son in the back seat, but that was masturbation as I
Sure.
was going out there and I bought that. I've done that many, many, many times. I did it
but-
with a putter last week.
Well, then that would fall into that. I wanted to disagree, but he's right. Like he's taking himself out for a treat. You
The
deserve
point
it.
is to love you
Yes.
as a person and realize you have to have good time even if you're not dating anyone. So treat yourself.
One can have only, in my world, only so many birthday celebrations that are lacking in, in the swag. And because of that, if I want something great, isn't this great? I have to go out and
You
kind
get it
of
for yourself.
take care of it.
Do you look back over the 60 plus birthdays you've had? Any birthdays really stick out as great birthdays, even as a kid? Probably not any lately.
I might have gotten, because it was summertime. So it was the summer where I got what was it? Remember Western Auto,
Yeah.
the hardware store?
Yeah.
Western Auto sold a lawnmower engine mini bike.
Oh,
And my father, I almost get choked up when I say it because I've never had anything done like this. My dad not only went to Western Auto and spent which was like $130, and an absolutely astonishing amount of
princely
money
sum, yeah.
for our family in those days. A big, big deal. He not only did that, but we, in the neighborhood, and it definitely went across property lines, but we had this big woods in back of our house, and he cut a path all the way up the hill and back down and gave me a track and didn't tell me about it. I thought he was working out in the yard. That's all he ever did was work out in the yard, and got me on my birthday a mini bike, and it was the greatest, bar none, the greatest day of my life.
That's awesome. How old were you, do you
Then
think?
like 3 days later, Chad Ram got a full-fledged motorcycle.
Well, he's a dick.
He's a Chad Ram.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
You know.
How old do you
the
think
Rams are having breakfast for dinner. Yeah. F you. What?
How old do you think you were when you got the mini bike?
23. That's it. No, it was I remember it vividly. But, you know, look, I've had celebrations. Carla, this is the emptiness of me. This is the empty vessel that is me. On my 60th birthday, when Carla made arrangements for both my daughters to fly to Maine and be there for my birthday and surprise me. And after that, we had some paper hats, and I was just thinking, you know, a watch would have been nice too.
Sure.
90-inch flat screen.
No, I think what would have been ideal.
What did this say? Am I alone? Do we not? Aren't we children?
Want something
Don't
tangible.
We want the gift.
But it's the fool's errand. This shouldn't even talk about this, but forget about it. I'll just keep it real with you people. There's I think maybe 9 months ago, something like that. I asked Shannon for like an X amount of money, right? And like I needed something, and she put it on her card, and that was it.
Okay.
Usually that I would take care of like a household duty.
Got it.
And then the other day a bill came up, and I was like, yeah, here's my card. And she goes, you know, I never got that X amount of money back for that one bill for the house. And
she wanted compensation.
She wanted like
Does she have her own account?
We have separate accounts, as one should. And that's the way
Still not committed.
My pappy did it.
Right.
That's the way my pappy's pappy did it.
Yeah,
And
my
that's
pappy.
Hey, my
oh, in this case, poppy.
Poppy.
And my
Wow.
poppy's poppy.
Wow.
I don't know if that's still the same connotation. So I said, Shannon, are you really shaking me down for X amount of money? When I was like, I don't want to be rude, but I pay for everything. Like, you have no, like, car, insurance, healthcare, mortgage, your insurance, like everything.
I'm glad you didn't want to be rude.
Well, because that's probably like maybe 0.0001% of everything. So,
Right.
And you're shaking me down. I was like, you got to look at what we're doing here. This isn't like I don't know what is it going to take to show you that that's not the battle you want to pick with me.
No, it's not.
So for me to expect a 90-inch television to roll through that front door in that little house that'll be wider than half my house
Not realistic.
is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I got to settle on Carla's tip money paying for some of my golf bets.
Yeah, there you go.
Do they get mad when you pay in quarters?
And that's not my wife's worth to me is not based on contribution. It's simply based on, are you pleasant to be around? Are you fun to be with? Like, I love you. And don't be selfish.
My relationship with my wife has evolved into financial dependence.
Very nice. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Thanks. Keep on slaying that dragon. All right.
My
Buy some of that
relationship.
sun guard. Buy some of that sun guard, people.
My relationship with Carrie based solely on fear.
Fear-based relationship. We'll take a break, and when we come back, I'll talk about Oscar's new mattress when we come back. Hi, everybody. Or maybe not.
It ties in. It's great.
All right. Okay. Where are we? I'm sorry.
It should be
damn.
Groove Life.
We are sponsored by Groove Life.
Yes.
Level up your style game with Groove Life belts. I've made the switch, and these belts are my constant companions. They are so great for sports. I love playing golf with my Groove Life belt. They boast a unique webbing for perfect stretch and a revolutionary buckle with powerful, you can say the word.
Is it, I don't have the copy in front of me. Is
Neodymium.
Neodymium, you nailed it. Yeah.
Neodymium magnets, no hassle, just snap it on effortlessly. Say farewell to bothersome belt flaps with the ingenious Stiff Tech buckle. Trust me, your waist will thank you. Plus, Groove Life backs it all with a whopping 94-year warranty. They're not going to wear out. It makes it the ultimate belt investment. They're going to last forever. But hold on, there's more. Groove Life offers exceptional wallets. They're great wallets. Elevate your essentials today with Groove Life. It's time to bring your belt into the 21st century. Head to groovelife.com/TMOS for 20% off all Groove Life products. That's the best offer you'll find. But you have to use our link, groovelife.com/TMOS, for 20% off your order. One last time, that's groovelife.com/TMOS for 20% off your order. Just click the button on our website. I was doing the setup in my head, and I didn't want to talk about golf, but about it seems like an hour ago I was down to a 10 handicap, and I'm back up today to a 12.3.
Now, doesn't it take a while to bend your handicap that much?
Something's wrong. Something's wrong, and it's what I love, and it's what I do.
Have you ever been great?
I've been a 7.
When was that?
A long time ago.
I don't remember you being a 7 ever. I always
it was a
thought
while back.
Yeah.
Is that like a war story you tell people? Were you really a 7 at one point?
I was a 7.
For how long?
Yeah, for about 6 months, probably.
Okay. When was let's forget about
I was
the
a
7.
10. I was back down to a single digit, and now I'm up to a 12 again.
And
by the way, the guys I play with that are 12s are all like, you know, I'm just a little self-conscious about it, but it's boring.
It's
I know
not
you don't
boring.
want to hear about my golf.
I know people golf.
You will get back to a 7 if you stay the course.
Also, people that golf, their average household income, Mike, is pretty good for our advertisers.
Most of them, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. But I like to bring the curve down. That's what I try to do. I really, really try to do that. That's it.
Yeah, we were looking around for him in the median, and we didn't find him.
Did you get your Sleep Number bed yet?
Yes, and we got a sweet discount, and not just the Team West kind, the direct
Queen, because that's the biggest you can get, right?
I don't know. I just know that my wife asked for my credit card when she ordered it, and I know we got a discount.
In your bedroom, in the marital bed.
It's in the bedroom.
I believe he would be able to do a queen with a split box. He might be able to do a king as well.
She didn't do the split all the way. No, it is a king. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a king.
Ooh.
And there's only a split in the middle. I don't know why she didn't get the split all the way down to ocean. And look, so these beds are expensive, we all know, but well worth it. It's the best sleep in my effing life. I've never even laid in one before. But
did you get the
we got the
pedestal that goes up?
It's awesome. And remember, if you recall, all I could actually get up in the past were beds that came in little boxes that you had to build, because I have a little hallway and you can't get a real box spring up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
So even the mattress messed up the walls.
You had to do some
from
bending.
my former bed.
Yeah.
So this time they got it out. They bring it in boxes. They build like a big Lego set. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And so we're there, and we have like one set of sheets. And when you have this split mattress, this is now wealthy people problems. And I'm happy to say that, hello America, it's been a while. I feel wealthy for the first time in my life. It's probably gonna last 5 years, and then I can move on with life.
With your fabulous bed.
Yes. This is you feel like you treated yourself, and I don't know why I'd been waiting so long with platform beds, with beds that you had to put together from.
Where do you tweak your back again, and you can go from whatever the regular setting is to firm it up to get through, which I've done literally to take me out of back pain. That's where the whole thing started for me, where I was so excited about it. And I remember tweaking my back and going with a 100 setting, which makes it completely rock solid on top. And it's great. It's really, that's one of the things I love about it. They don't talk about it enough on the commercials. And
the caveat was also, it was outside of just getting the code from our Sleep Number people, is that they opened a store up in Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good.
So I went and laid on a handful of them, and I was like, okay, I can actually feel the difference.
Did you feel awkward laying down in the middle of a store?
No, because Santos was right next to me. He was up on the bed, and they didn't seem to care about it. So
that's sweet.
If they're letting dogs up here, they'll let me up here.
Yeah.
They let the dog up on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a selling technique.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you're going to say, what are you going to do? Somebody's going to buy that bed, right? You're going to go, sir, could you get that dog off there, please? That's one of our models.
dog.
Please get the dog off of the bed.
I wanted you haven't been gatekeeping and there's no spot today. This is a real deal,
Right?
You haven't been gatekeeping how wonderful the effing bed is.
You've
been saying it for 20 plus years.
I've been saying it for 20 years, but I have to say that the people that purchase these products are very cool about letting me know when they do that, and I'm grateful for that because it's one of the longest running advertisers we've had on the show. It actually spilled over into radio and then came onto the podcast, and I'm very, very grateful about that. And for the people that have taken the time to go out there and purchase the bed,
force it on them and say it's Michael Mara show. Write that down,
helping the show
please.
every single time that you do that. When you do that and you mention the name of the show, it's a big deal because of the nature of the product.
Circle.
Mm-hmm.
We get the bed in, and I realized we only had one set of sheets.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you need for the split? Do you need special sheets? Yeah.
So I walk back. I'm sorry. I walked the guys out of the place, and I'm like, Shannon, if you can just scoot down to the store and pick up a handful of sheets, like maybe 2 or 3 sheets. I don't know how much these things cost.
Right.
It is.
And she goes, well, shouldn't we call? And maybe I said, yeah, I don't want to be tacky though. They already gave us a discount on this bed. Like, let's go full price, but make sure you use the code TMOS. Tell them that we got that, and we'll get the credit to the. I should have been tacky because these beds are a premium bed. The sheets are a premium sheet.
Yes, they are. You don't have to have their sheets.
I don't know that, Mike.
Have their
and
sheets,
I'm happy. I'm happy to.
I have had sleep. I've had.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm not messing. I've had 32 sleep number beds.
Okay. But I'm not messing with.
Right.
I'm not being cheap either. When she came back with the 3 sets of sheets with the TMOS code attached to it, so I can't really return it after you say use the code
That's
TMOS.
Okay. Very nice.
3 sets is a lot of sheets.
3 sets.
Maybe 2.
You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
But what was fun is Shannon came back. She goes, I used my card for the sheets.
Uh-oh.
And
Do you want to be reimbursed?
Well, she's like I'm Miss Bobby, I guess that's who you give the receipts to, right?
Exactly, the business manager.
Yeah. So she's like pulling out the receipt like I'm the business manager, like I'm going to do something with it. And I look at it, I was like, oh, thanks. Like, that's very generous of you. Like, oh, I didn't realize, that they're pretty expensive. Thank you.
Not what she was looking for.
I said, that's really nice. And I slowly.
That's where you take the receipt that she gives you. She goes, oh, thank you.
I didn't do that. I gave it right back to her. I said, and she had her hand out. And look, I made my own bed. My wife is a lovely woman. I have to train, not train her. We have to exercise together in fiscal, responsibility. And shared. I gave her back the receipt slowly. This is 3 weeks after I asked her not to nickel and dime me about life. Right. And then I said, you should hold on to it just in case we have to return them.
Very nice.
What was the look? What was the look that you got?
It was sod, man, sod.
But I like that you kept it as a positive thing. Yeah. Hold this in case we return it. The money will come right off your card, sweetie.
This is for you.
I said, please put that somewhere safe.
That's all.
Yeah,
this is for you.
Shouldn't want to mislay that.
Note to, just when you go and ask for something, just look at the prices and use the code TMOS.
Always. TMOS, please. Helps us out. It absolutely does. We'll take a break. When we come back, baby crying sounds. Yes. Baby crying sounds coming up on the Michael Mara Show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stay refreshed and energized this scorching summer. Ditch the dull water and sugary sports drinks. The solution? Liquid IV, America's #1 powdered hydration brand. Experience the power of Liquid IV's new sugar-free line. Unlock unparalleled hydration with 0 sugar and no artificial sweeteners. Get 3 times the electrolytes compared to sports drinks, plus 8 vitamins for daily wellness. It beats water's hydration speed and the flavors. Oh my God, you gotta love them. White peach, green grape, lemon lime. Feel amazing while making a global impact. Liquid IV has donated 39 million servings across 50 countries. Join me and choose Liquid IV for a revitalizing and world-changing hydration experience. Real people, real flavor, Real hydrating.
No.
Now
Mike.
sugar-free. Yes.
I am in love with the peach sugar-free.
They're the best. I think
It
peach
is.
might
So
be my
good.
favorite flavor as
So
well.
good.
It really is great stuff. You can grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or do yourself one better. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. You can go to our website. It's right there. 20% off anything you order when you use promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com.
Hello. Upside down.
The flip side.
I grow weary sometimes of stupid Guinness Book World Records.
I do too.
I know growing up, I had the book. I liked the twins on the motorcycles.
The book was cool, right?
Yeah, I liked the book.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
book was cool.
Well, when you're a kid, there's nothing cooler than feeling like you broke a world record.
Yeah, and also there was no internet to search this stuff. It was a
Yeah,
veritable good
that,
reference
that
book.
guy,
Right.
let me tell you, for those of you sub 30 in this world, if a Guinness Book World Record holder was was coming to your school, he would have an auditorium full of children.
Exactly.
It was a big
There
deal.
to hear
Yeah.
about it.
Much bigger deal than it is today.
Right now, the record we
We got
discussed,
Wenzel's sausages
they're
making the news.
That was a good one, though. I liked
That was a
one.
great video.
It
Great
was-
video.
And it was a great record. The amount of hugs in a minute that you could do.
Oh, okay.
Now, but wait, Mike, this is what's funny. Currently,
All right.
the record is held by Darius Rucker from an episode of Carpool Karaoke. So two, I guess, influencers and professional.
Hugs?
Yes. Two professional Guinness influencers set out to break it, and they look like they're very, very good friends. So let's
Hey there, folks, it's David Rush. I'm here with Josh Horton, Guinness World Record and Juggler Extraordinaire. And we have just broken the official
David.
Guinness World Records title
I need some Nutrafol.
for the most hugs in 1 minute. Come on, previous record 138.
This week's Guinness World Records title attempt I made with TikTok, YouTube, and juggling star Josh Horton and fellow Guinness World Record breaker. Over 300 records between us. With that many, though, there unfortunately is some overlap. Sorry, especially to Cassie. The record for the most hugs in 1 minute was previously held by Anthony
Great
Anderson,
camera
Darius
angle.
Rucker, set on the set of
there's Darius
set on the
Rucker.
set, Broken on the set of Carpool Karaoke. They had 138 hugs. We did some practice hugs and we realized that Anthony and Darius didn't even attempt to put their hands down during the hugging, whereas the rules clearly specify you must put your hands down to the side, but the previous record holders didn't necessarily always get it down to the side. So we're like, well, we're not going to follow that rule.
These guys.
Ready to go?
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
How much is your dignity worth?
Yeah, really. I think you should put your hands down at the side.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there should be
Kind
more
of looks
touching.
dirty, doesn't it?
Well, it's
That's
not,
kind of
it's
why I
not
played
even,
it.
It's dorky. It doesn't even look cool.
Well, look at the guy that's doing it. Eek the geek.
No, it's not even about. It's just, how do you explain this to your friends and family?
Do you suppose that when all was said and done, they knew they were done? If you know what I mean. Was there a definitive ending to this record?
The guy in the black t-shirt looks like he's enjoying it a little too much.
He is. He probably
You
hugged
got a
it.
lot-
Look at
that's
that. There
also
he is.
jarring.
Yeah, look at me. Wow. Well, they got 60 seconds to do it?
Yep, they do. And so we got 10 more seconds here.
Great video, too. You know, it's like they're real pros.
4,
Oh,
It looks like they're doing it in a warehouse.
2,
I think they are. A haunted warehouse.
I'm sure these guys are wealthy.
How many?
And successful. I'm serious.
Where's the fist pump? There it is.
Take it.
They beat the record, Mike, with 163 hugs.
This is.
Posers! Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I like our lot in life.
Oscar,
You too.
I say we can beat that record by Thanksgiving.
I don't think either of our chests can handle it.
Yeah, it probably a little pain if you're a little overzealous. you
Mike,
know?
I have a new hero.
Yes.
It's the lady. She's a White Sox fan, and she snuck a gun through security. Do you know how she did it?
How'd she do it?
She held it in her folds of fat.
Oh, God. Gross.
Now, it was in the folds of fat during the White Sox game when it went off, injuring her abdomen and also shooting the person next to her in the leg. Everyone's going to be
What,
okay.
she just kept it in there?
Yes, it was in her in her folds of fat. Here's what a spectator said.
You had to walk through all the metal detectors. They were going off for people's watches and stuff, and then they do a double check and stuff. So I don't know how somebody got in there like that. We kind of felt like it was BS at first, but I mean, I don't know why they would say that if it didn't happen.
Yeah, so that's what happens.
And it shot the guy next to her?
Yeah, it was a lady in her leg. Yeah.
A lady got shot, and was she related to the lady with the phone and the gun
I
in her
don't think
fat?
she was, but everyone's going to be okay, except for the lady who probably has diabetes.
How much would you have to weigh to get, like, I could see a fold over your gut, right?
Right.
But to get a fold.
Depends on the gun.
Like almost like a pouch.
Yeah, if it's a Derringer.
But what if it's
a little
like
tiny
what if it's
Derringer.
like Dirty Harry's gun?
Yeah, if it's like the giant 357 Magnum.
Or from The Naked Gun.
And Mike,
Yes.
you teased it. Let's close with this.
All right.
This is a baby crying on an airplane. The guy who posted the video was just a gentleman looking very distraught listening to this, and then he jump cut it against R2-D2 screaming in Star Wars. I guess it's called Episode 4 now. When he gets shot, they are very close together. That's the baby. Now here comes R2.
Wow, that's the baby and R2-D2.
Yeah, let's do it again. Baby first, then R2-D2. And R2? So enjoy your flight.
Oh, my God. I'm glad I fathered my last child after that. That's fantastic.
You were
Thank
up
you.
front cleaning the VCR.
Yes, I was. Yeah, with a bottle of wine in one hand and a Q-tip in the other. Hey, our thanks to Adam Ferrara. Adam will be appearing at the Bethesda Theater this coming Friday. Go to adamferrara.com to find out all about getting your tickets, and you can go to the Bethesda Theater as well and get tickets there. We appreciate Adam coming on the show. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Fruit cake.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
With a sexy body and just a knockout 10 figure.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me. And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money?